Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders Supercharged series here on the channel. As always, if you're confused about the rules and regulations of the series, and everything can be found in the description below. So, for the other question that should be asked is, why are we beginning this series on the 8th episode rather than going back to the debut? No, go back and watch episode 1. In fact, whilst you're at it, why don't you go back and watch all of the episodes? You can find them all once again in the description below. So, they're well worth a watch. They are good episodes, especially the last one, where tragedy bestruck us again with Terrafin. The moment we got him to his sharpshooter form, the very same moment was also a moment that he was ripped away from us. He was defeated in battle and reset back to his Series 1 iteration, but luckily the Series 1 wasn't defeated, so none of the versions of Terrafin had to be reset. We can work our way back up to the Supercharged Sharpshooter Terrafin version, and maybe even earn some experience and gold for his upgrades and for his level up system, because so far he's only level 3, which is pretty much what led to his death. Well, not his death, him being defeated in battle. There are no deaths in this series. For instead, when a Skylander is defeated, they have a far worse fate. But what is their fate? Well, you have to find out by reading? Yes, there's the description down there with words in it. You read them. I know that this is hard to comprehend, especially since we're all gamers here, and gamers don't read. Except for when there's subtitles, which is why, for me, it is impossible for me to play a game without subtitles. Playing games without subtitles to me comes unnaturally. I prefer having subtitles in games because it feels like an extra layer of interactivity. And that's what makes games worth playing over, you know, is what makes it an experience other than that of film. At the end of the day, games can be considered too similar to film. Once you strip away the interactivity, that's essentially all what a game is, a movie. So, when watching movies, I don't care for subtitles, obviously, unless the movie is in a different language, because I want to know what the dialogue is meant to be, which is why I would have English subtitles so I could understand the movie and its dialogue. But outside of that, I don't usually watch movies with subtitles. I leave my subtitles exclusively for games, as that is where I can get an extra level of interactivity with the game by not only playing it, but also reading it too. Okay, here we go with Mastery on. I was silent right there for no good reason whatsoever. I suppose for once I wanted to think before I spoke. A very peculiar situation we find myself in, because I hardly ever think before I speak, which is why half of the things I say are nonsensical. Which is definitely a word. 1000%. Because if it wasn't, you know what it is now? It certainly is a word. And you know why? Because I said so. The Colossal Colonel? Specifically with the KKKs for the sake of alliteration? It's like a Black Klansman all over again. It's not Black Klansman though, it's Black Klansman for the KKK. So that being said, let's talk to Flynn and move on from talking about all of these supremacist cults. Yeah, the KKK is not really something to be talked about in conjunction to Skylanders, because, you know, they are for two very different audiences. But here we are talking about the two of them in one video anyway, or at least playing Skylanders and mentioning the KKK. What can I say though? It was a good movie. I enjoyed Black Klansman. It was one of my favourite films of the year it came out, actually. Especially since Adam Driver's in the movie, and Adam Driver is an instant win. Unless we're talking about 65. I have no idea how they screwed up Pooch in 65. It is Adam Driver fighting dinosaurs with a sci-fi gun, and they somehow screwed it up. That takes a special type of talent to mess that up.
Hello, and welcome
Scooter?
to day of training.
Hello, fellow Scooter.
Skylanders of the
Man, I feel like one of those boomers right now from a meme.
How do you do, fellow kids?
But that being said, life has popped up, so it's time for the might of, I believe, we're at Ninja Stealthel, who has very few upgrades, so it's time for her to no doubt die in the same vein as Sharpshooter Terrafin. But luckily I can at least tack stuff beforehand. Yes, I'm at level 5 with 1000 treasure. Isn't that particularly great? Luckily for us, we can use this chicken... Not this chicken feed. We can use this shrinky growy thingy McBob to obviously grow those nuts, they look like to me, or acorns. Either way, we can grow them and make them squash the enemies under the weight of their own weaponry. That is particularly useful, and we can also use it on the chicken feed to obviously shrink and grow all of that stuff, so that then that chicken can be extra nutritious chicken, because apparently chicken, when it's bigger, is automatically more healthy for you. Yeah, that's how food works. But let's preview, without further ado, Hurricane Jetpack. We have this to look forward to. That is if the air element ever pops up in this series, which so far the game has proven that it does not care for the air element, or the undead element, or the magic element. Pretty much any element outside of Earth, life and tech just never pops up. So far, the randomness of the generated element of the area hasn't been very random, or at least it certainly hasn't felt that way. But at least now, with the might of that Supercharger vault, we have some more treasure. Ninja Stealth will help her out with her upgrades, as she doesn't yet even possess her acrobatic flip. This has just made Nightmare Mode that much more of a nightmare to complete. It is, once again, as the old saying goes, rather inconvenient. A very famous saying, that, because people say things are rather inconvenient all of the time, so clearly everybody is familiar with the quote. Actually, it would be better for them to go slower, because Stealth Elf is so agile, she can very easily outmaneuver it. Boom! Take my combination tool for first.
Skylander.
And here we go again. How are you not dead yet? Then again, this is Nightmare Mode, so it not being dead does not surprise me. But me leveling up all the way to level 9, now that is a welcome surprise. That I much appreciate. So how about we continue leveling up Stealth Elf and do that even more. Okay, here we go. Let's squash them under the weight of their own weapon again. And boom! Consider it squashed. Let's make you slow again. That's the thing, you can either have like powerful, slow attacks to dodge, or faster, weaker attacks to dodge. Yeah, it's quite clever how this level works and its mechanics, as everything can be shrink and grown to your own comfort, so that then you can play it in whichever style you choose it to be. There we go, it's dead. And I am all the way up to level 11. If I was playing Skylanders Adventure, I'd already be maxed out on my level count, but my upgrades, on the other hand, are not looking so strong. Yeah, then again, in Skylanders Adventure, to level up to level 10, it was actually a lot of effort, whereas in this game, as you saw right there, leveling up from level 5 to level 11, the only requirements is to beat that chapter, where now, here in Running Afoul, we get to switch out for the Elite Stealth Elf, who hopefully has more upgrades. So all of that leveling up and treasure gathering for Ninja Stealth Elf to garner some upgrades for her, all of that turned unnecessary in the end. Either way, here's a spark clock, and we're just going to go straight to the ignition key, because why bother with everything else when we're not concerning ourselves with 100%. We literally only came after the vault to get some more treasure. Not that this version of Stealth Elf even needs it, because in sharp contrast to her ninja form, it looks like this one is actually fully upgraded already. So here we go with a Sunrunner spiked helmet. Pretty neat, but we're going to ignore it for now as the fire element pops up, so we change from one elite to the other. Unfortunately, because Elite Eruptor didn't make it to the very end of the chapter in the previous episode, we remain as Elite Eruptor. I'm okay with that, even though I do prefer Lava Bath Eruptor, especially on a gameplay standpoint, because he's so fast-paced. Very bizarre thing for me to be saying about an Eruptor, but here we are. But say, we did play him in the previous episode, but you have to complete a chapter in order to move on to the next version of the character, and completing a chapter is one thing that Elite Eruptor never did. Either way, those massive hens right there, we could shrink and grow them if we completed the sea vehicle section, but as always, we aren't bothering with those. We're just going to race through the levels, so to say. This game is designed to be fast-paced, so by literally speeding through it, we are having that fast-paced nature. Okay, I prefer these guys being big, because then they don't have any invincibility against us. Ow. Even though they can attack us quite easily. Ow, that was very inconvenient. Get you and your bloody invincibility out of here, bro. Nobody likes invincible enemies, literally no one. But we'll take that chicken, which again was extremely nutritious. It gave us over 1800 health because it was bigger. Like, here's the thing, when we grow these objects, we're not actually, I'm trying to think of how the science works here. So when we're growing something, actually their mass remains the same, so we're still garnering the same amount of nutrition as we would from them being smaller. Like, the meat isn't exactly grown with it. So, it being more nutritional for a Skylander makes no sense. Just because it's bigger doesn't mean that there are more to it. We are scaling stuff up, but we're not necessarily multiplying its values. There is some scientific term behind what I'm saying, and I do know what it is I'm saying. I'm just not very good at explaining what it is I'm saying, but trust me, it all results in the same thing. When you grow an object, it doesn't change its mass. You're simply just making it bigger. You're not making it more weighty. Okay, and here we go. All of the confusing science out of the way. Let us worry about all this gear bit goodness. Is why Thanos wanted to wipe out half of the population in Avengers Infinity War. This was his motivation. Rather than doubling all the resources, instead we just have more reasons to breed, and so then the increased population would use up the resources just as fast as we were using them already, and obviously the resources in the universe are a finite amount. So Thanos had to half the population to encourage us to use less resources, and he couldn't just make the resources bigger neither, because I've already explained about what making something bigger does. It simply just increases in size. It doesn't multiply what's within it. It doesn't multiply the nutritional value within it. And if anything, it kind of just spreads the nutritional value out of it. So you imagine a chicken this big with a concentration of nutrients. By making it this big, those nutrients are just concentrated further around it. It's like how concentration works in the spread of particles. Like, for example, the best example is juice. A strong juice will have particles very, very close together, and so you'll taste more of a strength, whereas a more tamer juice, one that's less concentrated, will obviously have its particles a lot more spread out, and it won't have as stronger a taste. But here's the thing, so let me know in the comment section below whether you prefer your juice concentrated or whether you prefer it weaker. I personally prefer my juice concentrated, because when juice is weak, it is basically just coloured water, and if I'm gonna have juice, I'm gonna have juice for the sake of having juice. It's got to be concentrated, man, otherwise I'd rather just have water. What's the point in having juice if it's just gonna wind up being coloured water, right? Okay, here we go. Let's get you into the hole right there. Enough of this talk about juice and science that frantically makes no sense. But then again, I did not know that you got a mod from that. You learn something new every day. Such as, for example, all of the science I've been spouting in front of you all. Those of you who didn't know the science, you know it now because of me. You're welcome. But the science is confusing, and that's how you know it's sound science. The more confusing it is, the more correct the science is. Okay, here we go. Let's get that in there. No, don't you dare hit the bouncers! You're going in the complete opposite direction to what I intend, and it is rather annoying. Do not do that. No. Bad chicken. Or hen. Or rooster. Whatever you are, you're not being convenient, that's for certain. Okay, we finally got it into the chute, so we can finish with this land vehicle section. The second to last land vehicle section of the level. It's not like Galaxy Glades, where we have vehicle section after vehicle section after vehicle section. They are far fewer and far between in this chapter, where we have obviously Portal Master ranked up, and we've also ushered in the dawn of a brand new chapter. So finally we have Supercharged Eruptor. It's about time. It is for glory of the anodized, not the anodized, the cobalt blue. I don't know why I keep wanting to say anodized. That's for a completely different colour on the PlayStation 5 controllers. But that being said, since we're playing as a fire element currently, it seems only appropriate to utilise the buff for the fire elemental characters. And now, speaking of fire, we finally have Eruptor Supercharged. As I said earlier, it's about time we got here. Ooh, I want the treasure. Treasure sounds good to me. Yay! Let's go, treasure, let's go. Oh wait, when I said that Eruptor is fast-paced, falling off the edge, specifically, that is what I meant. Yeah, luckily this is what I have the dash attack for. That makes me way more fast-paced, and I could also go for that food right there, please and thank you. We can even add a dash to our dash using the dash ability mid-dash. Yeah, talk about dashing right there. Magic already? This was a quick switch out, so it's time without further ado for the might of Series 1 Pop Fizz. A character we haven't actually seen conduct any combat since his debut in episode 3. Okay, so with this one we got to kind of time it like it's a game of pinball. Let's launch it up. There we go. That actually worked. What a pleasant surprise. Oh yeah, let's destroy that stuff because it looks to be funny no other reason. Okay, I definitely have enough treasure for an upgrade, but that's not particularly useful right now given that Persephone is nowhere to be seen. Oh, hi fellas. Bye fellas. Thank goodness for my magic buff, otherwise I would be truly screwed right now if not for my magic buff. Ow. That was painful. Can I level up again? Oh! As you shall receive, I suppose. Thank you much, video game. Thank you much indeed. Oh no, that's tragic, but I really wanted to bring my family here and give them, you know, my employee discount. That's what we do at McDonald's all the time. My sister works at McDonald's, so we take advantage of her discount all the time. Ooh, that was convenient. Time to level up. Deal some good damage to this fella back here. Now you really need to die! Oh, that didn't work. That's a shame. I would initiate beast mode, but he really seems way too close to comfort at the moment. Okay, there we go. Never mind. I changed my mind. Here we are with beast mode. What could possibly go wrong? Yes! We got him out of here, man. And we leveled up too. That is freaking glorious. Take him out. Take him out too because I feel like it, no reason. And we leveled up again for good measure. Get out of the way of the attack right now. At least it's not Imaginators, because in Imaginators, these attacks would have actually landed before the animation had begun. It's like for rat enemies and Imaginators all over again, where they deal damage to you before the hammers even hit your character. Like, the animation hasn't even finished playing out yet, and apparently the damage has already been dealt to your Skylander. It makes zero sense, it is beyond infuriating, and yet we play Skylanders Imaginators anyway. It is a video game that I guarantee most of the audience probably have played, unless you're looking to get the Switch version. Because in which case, if you're looking exclusively to get the Switch version of Imaginators, good luck with that. You're gonna need it. But look, I mean, as well as a lot of money. That's why you need good luck, because it costs a lot of money. Food, don't mind if we do. Now here we are with the final land vehicle section of the game, or at least of the episode. Now all I need to do is not die. A feat easier said than done, apparently. Get in the shoot! Got him! Are we actually going to be able to upgrade to like all Pop Fizz after this? Are we actually going to finally make it to the next version of this character? Now that I've said that, I've definitely jinxed myself, haven't I? Why would I say that? I really shouldn't have said that. And yet here I am, having said it anyway, because I'm an idiot. Okay, I once put my wallet in the washing machine. My friends ask me why did I do that? And I tell them, I'm an idiot. Luckily, because my friends are so close and so friendly with me, they said that explains a lot of things. It's like, thanks for the vote of confidence, folks. That's all. Get it? I said folks, that's all. It's like the Yoda version of Looney Tunes. Now get him to shoot! Shoot him! Yes! We were somehow able to get that. We'll take it. Though I still can't drive. And being able to drive will be very convenient in a driving-based video game. Tessa, what does it look like I'm doing? Yeah, sure thing, big boss man. Oh, man, that wrench isn't very useful now, is it?
How about I mega-size this crushing defeat for you?
Nah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good with just, you know, plain old regular size. No, that's the wrong chute. Get him the correct chute. Thank you, hen. What do you mean? Okay, never mind. No, thank you. No, thank you. You're useless. Ow. Don't die! I really want to finally get this character to his Lycor version. That would be nice. Get the wrench! That was too close to comfort. Okay, go on. Get in there. Thank you, bird! That's a convenient bird! Why am I saying bird like that? Because it was funny in Suicide Squad, so obviously it's funny here. Bird. And there's a castle kernel. Ooh! Ah, but Tuna's gone. It's ruined. Video is ruined now that Tuna's gone. That's how it works. The Tuna was just that good. Anyway, let's press the best button video game. That's going to make up for the lack of a Tuna right now by pressing the best button video game. The skip button. It's a really damn good button, that button. And luckily, this episode, I managed to find the be good at video game button. Not a single defeat. And that is what we're talking about. So granted, that is because most of the gameplay was dealt with elite characters. Not going to toot my own horn that heavily when I use the most overpowered characters in the history of Skylanders. But yet still, here I am being completely defeatless. And we usher in the dawn of a new chapter, so that then in the next episode, we get to see the upgrade to Lycor Pop Fizz. I cannot, in good conscience, end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. On that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!